Frank, Hayes, Lauren, and Gibby. The Frangie Show starts now on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Hey, thanks for stopping by. Glad you're along for the ride on a Monday. Brought to you by our friends at All Purpose Staffing, the best staffing company around. If you need an employee, you should know the number by now, 904-219-1515. No matter what, let them do the screening for you. They'll do the drug testing for you. When you get an employee, that employee is ready to work and will fit your company or a group of employees. They'll manage your entire employee base or employee staff. They'll handle all the payroll activity. You name it, they'll handle it all for you. Let them be your staffing superstars, 219-1515. And if you're looking to work, they can set you up as well. All-purpose staffing. Frangie, Carline, Brooks, and Andrew Gibson. Whew. I need a beer.
Yeah, I need about 12.
12. This weekend was...
Safely.
Yeah.
In my home or your home, or your home,
yeah,
or Lauren's home.
That's right. This weekend was, I was just telling the boys at the handoff, the Gators win when the opposing kicker misses a 35-yard field goal with 56 seconds left to play, and then they get a long run to win. But that was inside of a minute. The Noles lose when they snap it from inside the 10-yard line, but get tackled shy of the goal line on the last play of the game. And the Jags lose when they score a touchdown and go for two and don't make it with 30 seconds left in the game. All three of those plays within the last minute of the game on the same weekend. The three teams we talk about the most on the same weekend. Wow. Need a beer. That's a need a beer weekend. And not always in a good way unless you're the Gators. The other two don't feel so good about that beer. But what a weekend.
Yeah, who would have thought Florida-Kentucky would have been the laugher of the three?
The laugher because the guy missed a field goal in 56 seconds. Isn't that something?
Yeah, at least there was 30 seconds left when that one pretty much was decided, or a little more, I guess. But, yeah, it was an unbelievable weekend. Lots of drama, and unfortunately, it didn't go the way we wanted for the Jaguars in Houston, and Florida State is still struggling. And even the Gators, it's hard to be, I think, thrilled when you beat Kentucky, yet you lose your starting quarterback.
Hayes, by the way, you're always welcome to my house, but if you think I have 12 beers in the fridge after this past weekend, unfortunately, you're wrong.
I can take care of that.
But yeah, I definitely did not think Kentucky would play that well. I thought Sawyer Smith would be completely overwhelmed by the Florida pass rush, and instead, obviously, it was a game that really did come down to the last minute. What do you say if you're Florida State and Willie Taggart today?
Well, I don't say blame it on Kendall. I don't say that. I don't say don't blame me. Kendall calls the plays. He didn't say don't blame it on me, but he did say I don't call the plays. Kendall does. I almost fell out of my chair. Look, you're the head coach. You're always responsible for every play call, even though you didn't call the play. Willie, the answer is never. I'm not the play. Never, ever, ever, as a head coach, is the answer. I'm not the play caller. The answer is we thought the direct snap was the way to go. We thought we have a generational or certainly a great running back in Cam Akers. He makes people miss. We didn't think their defense would be set. We thought snapping it quickly and getting Cam on the edge was a better play than spiking it. We just thought, and that's why that's why we did that. That's the answer. It's never, well, I don't call the plays. Kendall calls the plays. That's never the answer. So I told you what I wouldn't say. I told you what I would say.
No, I think that works. Yeah. Don't throw your new offensive coordinator under the bus.
I was thinking this today to show you how smart I am, and I'm an extremely bright person. I don't know if you knew that or not, but they just don't come much more intelligent or insightful than me. I'm the brain surgeon that said sometime this offseason about injuries, well, quarterbacks don't get hurt. I mean, quarterbacks play. That's why Tom Brady's playing at 42, and they play. Other positions get hurt because they bang into each other. Quarterbacks, injuries aren't a concern, other than Luck, Foles, Breeze, Big Ben, Felipe Franks, Terry Wilson, Jake Bentley, other than those guys.
Right.
Boy, have we lost quarterbacks this year for whatever reason. Isn't it amazing how many quarterbacks are not the quarterback that we thought we'd see? We're still in September. We're in the middle of September. And all these isn't it amazing?
It's incredible. I found it sad but hysterical. Yesterday, we're in the Texans press box, and the Texans sideline reporter comes up to you and you guys start talking, and
Yeah.
you and me and Gene
Yeah.
Fernetta are just eating, and he says, "Boy, sorry about your quarterback,"
Yeah.
and I didn't know if he meant Foles or Franks.
I know it. He was talking about Foles. It was John
Yeah.
Harris. John Harris is a sideline reporter for the Texans, a buddy of mine. Even sorry about your quarterback. He was talking about Nick Foles, but you didn't know if it's Foles or Franks.
Because I
That's
didn't
what-
know the nature of you guys.
Yeah,
I thought
yeah.
maybe you knew that.
the
you
Florida,
know,
that was the
you
Florida guy.
watched
Yeah,
the Gators.
Yeah, no, it was amazing, and I'm thinking, but all the quarterback injuries. I mean, if you'd have told me, if you'd have told me the starter might not. Again, I'm going to lump Florida State, and the Jags together. And we probably taught more Jags than anything. We taught more Gators than Florida State, but we taught those three probably more than anybody else. If you'd have told me that by September 15th, one of those three would have a backup quarterback playing, I would have thought it was Alex Hornibrook.
Yeah.
But if you'd have told me by September 15th there would be a change at quarterback, I would have. You know how long it would have taken me to come up with the new players are Garrett Minshew and Kyle Trask? I wouldn't have even thought Trask was the guy. I mean, it's amazing stuff. What did you say, Gibby? You got something for me?
You said Garrett Gardner.
Did I say Garrett Minshew? Gardner Minshew.
We got to see his dad in the stands yesterday.
But if you'd have told me Gardner Minshew and Kyle Trask were playing on September 15th, I'd have thought you'd lost your mind. Wouldn't you?
Yes. Yeah. It's. I wait. For football season to come. I'm always ready for the next season. The day the Super Bowl is over, and it grinds, and I don't like the off season. I don't really get into anything else to this level, and it feels sort of like it's over, which is awful. It feels like in a lot of ways it's over. Now Minshew looks encouraging, and that's good, but you wanted to have. You wanted to have the 30-year-old veteran that's won a Super Bowl MVP that might be able to really elevate this team, and be a little more consistent than what you'll probably see out of a rookie. And certainly for the Gators, you were hopeful that Felipe Franks would really take that next step. It didn't seem like he was on that path from what we'd seen. It seemed like he was more last year than really taking this big step forward, but I think it cripples any chance Florida has to do anything of note. So it's devastating on both accounts.
I got to tell you, I told Lauren the story earlier. This Gardner Minshew guy's going to be fun to watch. I hope he's good. Looks like he might be. So, and I think I've told you guys both this story off the air. So Friday, I wanted a steak. Okay, I wanted a steak, and so I texted Suzanne. Let's meet somewhere so we can get a quick steak. So they have this Texas Roadhouse, which is between here and I live on Hodges, and so she comes from Hodges and I come from here, and we kind of meet in the middle of this Texas Road. It was a good little place. It was fun. So it was in the town center. Go into the parking lot. It's kind of crowded, and Suzanne meets me there, and we walk in, and it's packed, and people are waiting. As we walk in there, here comes Gardner Minshew, Michael Walker, Wingard, one other guy on the practice squad, just one guy hanging with.
This is Minshew and three anonymous
anonymous guys.
Yeah.
I think they all live together.
Right.
They hang out together. They're just walking in there, and there's Gardner with his sunglasses, headband, the shorty shorts. He just doesn't care. Just regular guy. That was his Mississippi regular guy. If you've ever seen Friday night before he's about to get on a plane, make the biggest start of his life in the National Football League. Dude just hanging out with his shorty shorts and his glasses and his headband, his boys, just kind of very unassuming. People weren't saying, "Oh, well," they kind of. I thought to myself, "There's something kind of cool about that,"
Yeah, well, he doesn't stand out
and there was none of that. He was just
in a crowd
out.
from
Right.
a stature standpoint.
Right.
Again, walking with him yesterday after the game to his media availability and then walking with him out of it and talking to him in the hallway. It's you feel like you're talking to just a guy that like your neighbor. At no point do you feel like you're talking to a professional athlete,
Right.
Because he just doesn't have that stature to him
Right.
at all. But as we saw yesterday, what he has, he gets the most out of.
When he walked out of there, I'm thinking, because everyone's wearing the headbands now. That's the big thing, the headbands and the glasses. When he's walking out there, I'm thinking, hey, there's a guy walking out here trying to dress like Gardner. Then I said, wait a minute, there's Walker. There's Wingard. Nope, that's Gardner. It's not a guy dressed. I mean, you've gotten big already when the talk show guy isn't sure, is that a guy dressing like Gardner or that's Gardner? I mean, I wasn't sure.
And there will be 300 guys in this city that will be able to look identical to Gardner Minshew.
That's right.
Because, again, all you've got to be is like 6 feet, 210 pounds. I mean, he is the most ordinary looking everyman starting quarterback that you would ever see in the NFL.
All right, we'll be here till 7 o'clock. A lot of things to talk about. John Oehser will be here from 6 to 7, the O Show. Always talking Jaguars only. We will talk Jags, Gators, and Knowles. I'll try and get to some other things. Big Ben down. We'll certainly talk about that. I got a thought about UCF and about Georgia. A lot of things to get to, but it's going to be a lot of Jags, Gators, and Knowles after the break. We'll start with the Jaguars. Should they have gone for 2? Should they have not gone for 2? Should they have run a different play if they went for 2? What's the future now with Gardner Minshew as the quarterback? Jalen Ramsey and Doug Marrone getting into it on the sideline. A whole lot to kind of peel back from that game. We'll do it after this on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show, live from the law offices of Brett Hastings' studio on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Does your company have plenty of projects lined up, but you're having trouble finding qualified employees? Then you need All-Purpose Staffing. Lauren Brooks here. Let All-Purpose Staffing handle the hiring process for you by qualifying each and every employee, allowing you to focus on your operations and stay on schedule. From light industrial personnel to skilled personnel to administrative staff, All-Purpose Staffing works hard to find the right employee for the job. Call All-Purpose Staffing today at 219-1515. That's 219-1515.
He's number 55, Mac in the middle, Tom McManus.
I think what we saw Sunday.
Fridays on Jaguars Today, brought to you by McGowan's, the official heating and air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars on 1010XL.
Hey, if you want a great bank, how about the best bank on the First Coast? That would be Center State Bank. 7 locations in the Jacksonville and St. Augustine areas. They build themselves as Florida's business bank because they understand how hard it is to start a business, to maintain a business. Man, if you've got one, you need to go to Center State. But you know what else? What about personal banking? What about just an account? What about just changing your life around, an account for your child? Nobody understands all of it better than Center State. It's the best bank with whom I've ever dealt. Center State Bank, Florida's business bank.
Flame Broiler's $5 happy hour will keep your wallet and waistline healthy. From 2 to 5 p.m. weekdays and all day Saturday and Sunday, enjoy your choice of all-natural chicken, Angus beef, or organic tofu with veggies served on steamed rice. Try one of our 4 Jacksonville locations today. Simply healthy. Flame Broiler.
Sawyer Gas.
Hi, this is Ashley Mentor, Commercial Account Manager for Sawyer Gas. If you use propane to power your business, from forklifts to commercial kitchens, then contact us to learn how we can serve you. To learn more, visit us at sawyergas-fl.com or call our office at 904-296-8600. Sawyer Gas, where safety and service are our priority.
Sawyer Gas, driving every day with Sawyer Gas.
Hey, Hicken here, and I know you've been dreaming about an amazing outdoor kitchen area, but maybe you need to see the options first. Go visit my guys over at Construction Solutions and Supply. The showroom is at 5225 Edgewood Court. I've been there. It's unbelievable. They'll help you create the perfect outdoor kitchen your wife will love, your friends will envy. Here's my tip. Ask them to show you the Fire Magic outdoor grills. Oh, boy. Now you're cooking. Visit Construction Solutions and Supply. Call 389-2700, 389-2700.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwoods. How does a diamond or piece of jewelry have its price authenticated by an independent appraisal?
Frank, simply put, there's a difference between a selling price and an appraisal value. In the estate and auction business, you almost always see a new replacement price put on an old used piece. But when you have a new piece with a higher replacement price, you have to wonder why somebody would sell you something for a lot less than it's worth, unless maybe it's not worth what they said. Let me tell you a story about what happened at Underwoods the other day. We were putting into stock a 1-carat diamond that had an EGL report on it. When we opened the report, we found a separate appraisal for the diamond by the Universal Gemological Services, which, by the way, is owned by that laboratory. They appraised the diamond loose for $7,230, which we found interesting because the diamond was in our stock at $5,100. I can honestly say that that diamond wouldn't sell anywhere for $7,230, so that type of appraisal is worthless.
That's Underwoods, where they know the truth about diamonds. Underwood Jewelers in San Marco, in Avondale, and at the shops of Ponte Vedra.
Some say it's our sauces. Others say it's our rubs or cuts of meat. But you want to know what our secret recipe really is? time. You see, to get the signature flavor of Sonny's barbecue, you gotta smoke meat over low heat for a long time. Of course, you gotta have great sauces and rubs, but if you ain't got patience, leave the slow smoking to those of us who believe flavor's worth the wait. Sonny's Barbecue. Local pit masters since '68.
Join Helmets and Heels live from Ernie Palmer Toyota, showing off the Crewmax Toyota Tundra that you have a chance to win at 1010XL.com. And chow down on food from Mr. Chubby's Wings this Tuesday, 6 to 8 for Helmets and Heels live at Ernie Palmer Toyota.
After a major storm, you can count on JEA to safely restore power as quickly as possible. During Phase 1, we restore power to critical infrastructure, hospitals, shelters, and police and fire stations. In Phase 2, we put all our resources into restoring power to neighborhoods and businesses. And during Phase 3, we won't stop until every outage is resolved. Because when the community you serve is home, there's more than power on the line. To download JEA's Restoration 123 fact sheet, visit JEA.com. JEA, building a more resilient community.
This is Dr. Stephen Lucy, the head team physician for the Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. JOI is proud to provide sports medicine services not only to the Jumbo Shrimp, but also Jacksonville Jaguars, Jacksonville Sharks, the Armada Soccer Club, Jacksonville University, Florida State College, and the majority of local high schools. You too can receive the same high level of orthopedic care that professional and college athletes receive. It's no wonder why coaches, parents, and athletes choose JOI, where the pros go.
All offers are with approved credit and not in conjunction. See dealer for complete details. Jeep Adventure Days. Trade in and trade up with the best deals of fall. But it's only at Jacksonville. Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Bay Meadows. Bring in your old car, truck, or SUV and get the most for it when you buy or lease a new Jeep. Navigate through traffic in a new Compass from just $209 a month. Upgrade to a new Cherokee and save $5,000. It's a trade-in, trade-up sales extravaganza. Jacksonville. Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. I-295 and Bay Meadows.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Your AC's broke, it ain't no joke. Call Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. FloridaHomeAC.com.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
It's an all-purpose staffing Monday. If you're looking for a position or if your business is looking for qualified employees, your answer is all-purpose staffing.
Handoff to Leonard Fournette. Leonard Fournette, no signal yet, did not get there. They ran an inside handoff to Leonard Fournette on the two-point conversion, and he did not get there.
I felt really good with the play. I think we had a lot of answers, whether it was going to be cover zero, whether it was going to be man, whether it was going to be zone. You know, there was a lot of answers that we had, and I just felt good about it. I knew going in. I told them, I said, hey, we're going to score here, and if we score late, we're going to go for two. I thought that gave us the best chance.
The comments of Doug Marrone after Leonard Fournette was stopped short. So much to talk about in this game. We will get to all of it coming up in the program today. So, okay, bunch of things to get to. Should they have gone for two? I'll go first. I would have kicked the extra point, but I had no problem with them going for two. I think that is the common opinion I've heard around, is that almost think more people would have gone for two than not. It's pretty close, but I haven't heard anybody ranting and raving that they shouldn't have gone for two. I would have kicked the extra point, but I had no problem trying to win it on the road, try to steal one. You've got a little momentum. You've got them on their heels. I have no problem with it. Probably wouldn't what I have done. I would have thrown the ball. If it was an RPO, which I think it was, I might have. And if it's an RPO, then it's on the quarterback to decide. I probably would have called a passing play, maybe with a play fake. But if I'd have had the play call, I would have thrown it rather than run Leonard in there. But I don't think it was as egregiously a bad a call as some do. I don't think it was, oh, my God, the worst call of all time. The worst call of all time, he gets hit in the backfield and it never works. He was an inch away. He might have been in. So for me, I would have kicked the extra point and gone to overtime. That's what I would have done. But I have no problem with him going for two. If you're going for two, I would have thrown the ball and given Minshew. There's a magic to this guy, and that magic was playing out on the field, so I give him a chance to be magical one more time, run it in, throw it in, roll it out, whatever. But I have no problem because I thought the play, there was some, I mean, if you look back on Jaguars.com, at Jeff Logman breaking down the play, there was a huge hole. And the hole, because of the hole and because J.J. Watt was lined up outside, the right play was to give it to him. Leonard had hit the right hole. The hole closed very quickly. The guy beat Linder. The guy Linder was blocking moved to his left, Linder's right, to kind of clog the hole a little bit. Leonard, who made a terrific effort, spun away from that and tried to dive into the end zone and was going to make it until Reed, the safety, just blocked him. And I'm still completely not sure he did guide him, but I wouldn't have overturned it either. So I would have kicked it, but I had no problem going for it. I would have thrown it. I do not think it was this most god-awful play call of all time. I thought it was an okay play call. Wouldn't be what I would have called. It didn't work.
Yeah, it didn't work. I agree with a lot of that in terms of I was surprised that he went for two in the moment, but I was fine with him going for two. You've got a Thursday game coming up. Attrition is already a problem for your team. So, these overtime games, we've already seen a tie this year. We saw it in the opener with the Cardinals and Lions. So, you're talking about perhaps having to play 15 more minutes of football and putting a lot of extra snaps on fatigued players. So I thought that was I was surprised because it just doesn't feel like what the majority of NFL teams would do. So I was expecting, and to your point, you have some momentum, so I was expecting him to send Lambo one, but when he didn't, that was fine. I had no problem with going for two. They've got to get past this. Leonard Fournette is a really good running back. I mean, it's just, and he did have a good effort on that play, but it's to the point now where, and it's not all Leonard. I mean, the offensive line was pitiful all afternoon, and on that play, it wasn't just Linder. A.J. Cann was knocked on the ground at the line of scrimmage. So it's just the run game in general. They just hadn't shown any ability to execute that. When you went back and looked at, Leonard's last 6 runs, there's one in here there was a hold, but basically I counted it because it gives you an indication of how well he was running it. His last 6 carries, 0 yards, 4 yards, -1. That's the one that there was a hold. So that -1 actually got negated. 0, 2, and 2. So there was no evidence that he was going to be able to get the necessary yardage to convert it. And again, you've got this quarterback that all of a sudden has found his groove, rookie or not. And, to me, it was whether you want to incorporate Fournette in a play fake, I mean, that's fine. But to me, the play was Minshew looking for DJ Chark. I mean, he had just found him. DJ Chark's playing out of his mind. To me, it would have been a play designed for Minshew to have maybe the option to run and scramble if it wasn't there. But Chark is his first read. If it's not there, try and get in or find a secondary receiver. And I put it on Doug Marrone. I mean, as soon as Bill O'Brien calls timeout, it's no longer a John DeFilippo call. You're the head coach. You have an offensive background. I mean, your job is certainly teetering. So I think it's a Doug Marrone call. And I thought it was a really poor idea to try and see if you can get Fournette in there. I mean, again, by that point in the game, Fournette's not even your leading rusher. I mean, Gardner Minshew has 56 yards on 6 carries at that point in the game. Leonard Fournette has 47 yards. Leonard Fournette had an opportunity to have a breakaway touchdown run and couldn't get past Tashawn Gibson in the open field. I mean, I just to me, it was a failure on a lot of levels. But I think big picture, they've got to get away from this idea that Leonard Fournette is a guy that has to get the ball in that situation. And, I think it's unfortunate because now you're Doug Marrone and you're 2-12 in your last 14 games. 2-12. And I think that's going to be I think that's hard to overcome.
Yeah, I think you kicked the extra point because the guy is Lambo-matic, right? That's his nickname because he's so good. You're not concerned about that whatsoever, and you do have momentum. And 1-1 is incredibly different with the Titans coming to town than 0-2. So you at least extend your chances of winning the football game. the offensive line didn't play well, and running back Leonard Fournette didn't have a great game. So I do think the play call is the interesting part. You mentioned Frank Loggeman went back and really broke that play down, which is awesome. The receivers weren't really open, so they did what in the moment was best.
Yeah, Cole was open. But
Cole ends up being open,
he was on the backside.
And it's after Minshew had already made the decision.
Correct. It was actually a pick play. And so they might have even called the pick play, in which case you didn't kick the extra point, although then it's a 40-yard extra point. But for me, I thought I had no trouble with anything they did. I would have thrown the football. But Leonard Fournette to get 2 yards, I disagree a little bit with Hayes. I agree and disagree with you. Your point about building your offense around the guy as opposed to giving it to him on this 2-point conversion, to me, those are two different conversations. I kind of agree with the first part, or the building your offense. I want to see what Rock Armstead's got. I thought Leonard played almost every play. I think of 80 plays, he played
all but 2 plays.
All but 2 plays. I think you got to play the other guy. I think, number one, you're going to run him down. So I would play both guys. And I do think Leonard missed a couple cuts, and I do think he had a chance to get away on the run you cited with Deshaun Gibson. At some point, you got to make a guy miss. I know that's not how he's built, but I think you do. But on this play, it didn't bother me. Now again, I would have thrown the football. I do think it was a true RPO because then when it looked like an RPO, the receivers were running pass routes. They weren't blocking. The receivers were running routes. Chark was running that crosser, and Cole ran a little, again, he ran a little in, and he was picked free. He was open, but again, that was on the backside. And who knows if they call that or not. My hunch, the way those officials were calling games, I think it would have been an offensive interference. I think they would have called the pick play. At that moment in the game, I think they would have called the pick play.
If it was OPI on DD earlier in the game, it was going to be on that.
Correct. And so, but again, he got an inch. He was within an inch of getting in. A magnificent play by Justin Reed kept him out of the end zone. It was a magnificent play because Leonard's second effort, and I can tell you, when calling the game from where we were, you couldn't see it. All you could see is that he ran into the middle of the line. Our angle, we don't have that television angle that's right down the line. I'm calling it from the opposing 40, which is a good view, high up. We saw him dive in. We're now waiting for the arms to go up in the air or not go up in the air. It's all we could. I don't know, from the press box, probably you too, right? Yeah. We couldn't tell anything until whether the arms went up in the air and whether it didn't. Then on the replay, there wasn't enough to overturn it. There wasn't. He thinks he got in. He might have gotten in, but there wasn't enough. You never saw the ball in the replay. You never saw the ball. So as they move forward, they lose the game. Here's the good. Oh, and I don't want to bury the lead on this. We'll get to moving forward, I guess, in a minute. Jalen Ramsey can't act like that. I like Jalen. I think Jalen's a smart guy. I don't think he's a bad guy. I really don't. I'm not just saying that. I don't think he's a bad person. He was apparently, we don't know because he didn't speak afterwards, and nobody really got into the details, but I think the common opinion is that Jalen was really wanted to win the battle with DeAndre Hopkins. That was really important to him, and he did a good job on him too. Really good job on him. On that early play, he was credited with a catch. Jalen thought he didn't catch it. Jalen wanted Doug to challenge it. Doug didn't challenge it. Jalen got really upset about it. Did he brush into Doug Marrone? I couldn't tell from where we were, but he certainly got in his face. And my take on it is, and again, no one has told me this. I think this is kind of the common take, that Doug had enough. Doug's had enough of that. Was disrespecting. I'm the head coach. You don't get jumping in the head coach's face on a decision to challenge on the first play of the game or the first series of the game. And I think Doug went over to him and said, "That's enough. I'm the head coach. You respect me as the head coach. You're not going to jump in my face." And that's when that whole thing happened. If that's how it happened, I respect Doug for doing it. I think that's the right thing. That's not negative Jalen. I like Jalen, but enough's enough. And I think, by the way, when he did it, they played better. I thought Jalen played a heck of a game after that. So I think at some point you got to say, no more of this. I will tell you, young fan guy always sides with the player. Okay, young fan guy, and that's not just Jacksonville, that's everywhere. Sides with Telvin. How dare you challenge Telvin for retiring? Sides with Unique. How can you possibly not pay Unique? Sides with Jalen no matter what the issue is. Good idea to bring the Brinks truck, whatever. Young fan always sides with the player. I sense a little bit of that faded yesterday. I thought even young fan, did you notice that? I thought even young fan guy was, come on, Jalen. Don't jump in your coach's face. I've defended you to the hilt here, but you can't do that. You can't go do that. So I sense that turn just a little bit. So hopefully that's the light that goes on for Jalen. Don't do that anymore. He played great afterwards. He dropped the interception. Now, if you're going to jump in your coach's face, don't drop the interception that might have won the game. So, but it was a bizarre play for sure. It was a bizarre sequence for sure.
bizarre sequence, and I think it just shows that I think there's a toxicity to this team that I don't think is going to get fixed, and I think they're not going to get rid of Jalen Ramsey. So draw your own conclusion, but I think it's beyond repair. And again, it wasn't just how Doug interacted with Jalen and how Jalen interacted with Doug. I thought a big piece of the puzzle was how Jalen's teammates in the secondary, DJ Hayden, Jared Wilson, Ronnie Harrison, reacted when Doug went over to him, because they clearly defended Jalen. I just don't know that Doug Marrone has the attention of his team. I mean, I think there's some guys in the locker room that would do anything for Doug Marrone, but I think they're only like that because they are wired to be like that, because they will follow their coach. That's how they were raised. That's what they believe. And if Shad Khan says, this is your coach, there's players in that locker room that are going to follow the coach. And I respect that. But I think the guys that the head coach has to sort of win over on his own, I don't think he has those guys. And I think it's evident when you see something like that. So I think it's I think it's going to be a long 3 months, and I don't know that this is a problem that can be solved.
We'll take a break. We'll stay on the Jaguars. Where do they go from here? Starting with Thursday night's game at home against Tennessee after this on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show, live from the law offices of Brett Hastings Studio on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jacksonville Dolphins home opener is this weekend. This is head coach Ian Shields inviting you out to DB Milne Field this Saturday as we host the Ivy League's Dartmouth at 1 p.m. If you can't make it, catch all the action right here on 1010XL.
Brought to you by BSN Sports.
Fins up.
Renewal by Andersen windows are unlike any home window on the market. They are 2 times stronger than vinyl. They'll never fog up. They're maintenance-free and custom designed for you. Lauren Brooks here for Renewal by Andersen. They'll send a highly qualified representative to your home for your consultation, and you will experience superior customer service throughout the entire process. Trust me, Renewal by Andersen windows will keep you warmer in the winter, cooler in the summer, and quieter all year long. Plus, they're scientifically proven to stand the test of time. You're not just replacing your windows, you are increasing the value of your home. Visit renewalbyandersen.com to schedule your free in-home consultation. Renewal by Andersen, a better way to a better window. Get triple savings with $250 off every window, $650 off patio doors, plus free installation. Restrictions apply. See the website for details. This is a limited time offer. License number CGC 1527613.
Team, if we strive to make things better like Hyundai, we will have success. If we commit to being the best like Hyundai, we will have...
Are the snacks after the game, Coach?
Molly's mom brought snacks.
Yeah!
Success! Right now, check out Hyundai's award-winning family of SUVs, starting at under $20,000. Hurry into your local Hyundai dealer for a great deal more than just a great deal. Call 877-616-8513 for complete feature and offer details.
Peace of mind. It's one of the most important things we can have, and sometimes the most elusive. I'm Eli Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Driving our Florida streets may be pleasant, but not always safe. A lot of drivers are not insured or do not have coverage to compensate you if you've been injured in an accident. If you've been involved in an accident, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
Office in Jacksonville.
Warning. This product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. The world is changing. Isn't it time smoking changed too? Meet Vuse Alto, a vapor product offering you a satisfying alternative to cigarettes with long-lasting pods filled with liquid blended in the U.S. Vuse Alto delivers our highest performing vapor yet. Simple to use, surprisingly quiet, and impressively powerful. Vuse, leading the way today, tomorrow, and in the future. Underage sale prohibited.
The Hella Mega Tour, presented by Harley Davidson. Green Day, Fall Out Boy, Weezer, TIAA Bank Field, Thursday, August 6, 2020. American Express card members, get your tickets now through Thursday, September 19th at 10 p.m. Before the general public, Friday, September 20th at 10 a.m. For tickets, visit Ticketmaster.com. Performing as part of the American Express Concert Series. Supply is limited. American Express terms, conditions, and restrictions apply.
Call Action Transmission Specialist on Merrill Road. We want to win your business with honest and upfront transmission service. I'm Robin Sidbury, the owner. That's a promise from me. Get traction. Call Action at 744-0755.
Let Captain Kevin lure you into the Moe's Southwest Grill fishing forecast.
Whoa!
Thursday nights at 8. Brought to you by Ring Power, MyBookie, and Marine Max.
Come on.
On 1010XL AM.
Dave Benyon here with Zero Res. Fall is my favorite time of year. At Zero Res, we are falling back in time. For September only, you can get 3 rooms of carpet clean for only $99. That's the same price we started with 14 years ago. At Zero Res, our mission is simple. It's to become the most trusted provider in our industry. Give us a chance to earn your trust. Call now and enjoy the hottest price of the year. 3 rooms of carpet clean for only $99. Zero Res spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Pet Paradise is a comprehensive pet care provider offering boarding, day camp, grooming, and veterinary services. Pet Paradise has state-of-the-art resorts that offer safe, clean, and fun environment for 4-legged guests and peace of mind for their owners. Pet Paradise has 5 North Florida locations, including 1 at the Jacksonville Airport. It's open 24/7. Visit them today, petparadise.com. Pet Paradise is the official pet service provider for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you about putting your worries in the right bucket. So often we put our worries in our own bucket, but many times they need to be in God's bucket. The Bible says, present your problems always to God. In other words, leave them in God's bucket. Understand that no matter what is out of your control, it's never out of the control of Almighty God.
To hear more inspirational messages by Reverend Dr. Nicholas Lowe, please visit our website at stjohnthedivine.com.
Great food on the go is hard to find unless you wheel into Zaxby's on University Boulevard, in the town center, or off Old St. Augustine Road. You can always count on a great meal for you and the family. Fresh salads, chicken fingers, wings, and so much more. And don't forget the Zax sauce.
Nimnick Chevrolet is the #1 Chevrolet dealership in Jacksonville, and they just won Dealer of the Year for 2018. Some of the reasons they're #1 is that they have the most inventory and the best price guarantee. They've been serving and donating to this community for 78 years, and no one cares more about the customers before, but more importantly, after the sale. That's Nimnick Chevrolet. Head there today, won't you? Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
Had to separate you. Is that an unusual amount of frustration or temper discipline?
I can't even recall. I mean, it's a lot of emotion on that field playing a division game.
Head coach Doug Marrone, after the Jaguars lost 13-12 to the Texans on the road.
I got to interrupt you 1 second.
Interrupt me all you want.
We don't have Old Rock Thursday today, this week?
We do not.
So we're having an Old Rock Thursday on a Monday.
All right.
Oh.
Do you know why we would have this today?
Yeah, sad.
Yeah.
Really sad. Really sad.
After Eddie Money on Friday.
Yeah, this is look, I liked Eddie Money. Okay.
I could tell you weren't nearly as excited
I mean,
for Eddie Money music
no,
as I
I'm
was.
glad we played Eddie. Eddie Money's good. I loved Eddie Money. But this is a great band. It's not my thing. You a Cars fan?
A little.
But they were a great band.
Yeah.
Rick Ocasek dead at the age of 75. So since we don't have a Thursday show, all day today, the Cars on Old Rock Thursday on Monday. That's free of charge.
Love
okay?
it.
You don't get free of charge. Now continue. I interrupted you.
I was just going to say that Doug Marrone will meet the media in about an hour. Normally he meets a little bit earlier, but it is a short week, so the schedule might be a little bit jumbled up. But will be really interesting to hear from Jalen Ramsey, Jaguars cornerback, later this week when he meets with the media to discuss the events that took place yesterday.
He's not meeting with the media.
But doesn't he have to once a week? Don't you have to?
Well, theoretically.
Yeah, okay.
But he'll pay the fine if he even gets fined.
I don't know
it
that
has
he won't.
to get reported.
I don't know that he won't meet this week. I wouldn't be surprised.
He's not on the schedule to meet.
He's not.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if he meets.
So maybe he doesn't. So moving forward now with the Jaguars, again, your take was a very strong take a moment ago. Toxicity is a very good word. It certainly feels like that. I'm hopeful, and I'm glasses half full guy. You know me. That maybe Doug going over there said that's enough. Now we got to stop this. The fact that they played pretty hard afterwards. I can tell you, for what it's worth, things you probably didn't see is that Leonard Fournette was as emotional after that game as he's ever been. I can tell you, before that locker room was open to the media, Leonard Fournette, and I wasn't in there, I'm told, was almost inconsolable that he felt like he let his team down by not playing better, not getting into the end zone. He thinks he was in. And I can tell you that happened. We see the silly Leonard, the clown around Leonard, and I'm not defending her. I'm just telling you what happened, what I was told by 2 or 3 people that were sitting there right there with him, that he was almost inconsolable about letting his team down, and and I was glad to hear that. So we'll see. We'll see if that matters. Having said that, this is a gigantic game this week. Can you imagine how much those realistically, if he didn't get in, how much did he not get in by? 6 inches?
Yeah.
6 inches?
Maybe even less.
Okay. Here's how much those 6 inches matter. Here's how much. Seriously. He gets in. You're 1-1. A legend is born in Gardner Minshew. A legend is born now. I mean, he's already got the look, the feel, the charisma. Good player. He proved the game's not too big for him. The legend, Gardner Minshew becomes a legend. Okay, you're 1-1. The Titans have lost. The Texans have lost. The Colts have lost. So you're everybody's even. You got a home game now with your legend leading you out of the tunnel. Then you play 2 straight games against teams that are currently 0-2, and then you play the Saints without their quarterback. That's what those 6 inches. Instead of people jumping off bridges last night, they'd have been having parties all around for that. I mean, assuming they kick off and the Texans don't come back and kick a field goal. You know the point.
Right.
Sure.
That's how close that was to being an amazingly memorable Sunday that we all would remember, right? Instead, everything. I mean, that's how close it was. So we'll see. That makes this week's game unbelievably important. You start 0-3. You start 0-2 in the division. You start 0-2 at home. Your quarterback's out. Then it's going to be hard to convince your fans. That's how big this game is this week. Vitally important to win the game this week.
Of course, it's your season to me. I thought before the season how the Jaguars played against the Chiefs would determine a lot. I'm hopeful that game in the end means nothing. It was just a really bad game for the defense. But I think Thursday night is your season. If you are going to be able to have any chance when Nick Foles come back, you have to beat the Titans.
Hayes, you and I both said 3-3 to start, you're okay. Start 3-3 because it's a really tough first 6 games, given the fact that 3 are on the road, 2 are in the division. The Chiefs are really good. The Saints, we thought before Breeze gets hurt, would be really good. They still have a good team. They just don't have Breeze. I still think 3-3 you're in play. But now that means you go 3-1 to get to the 3-3. What's the one? Boy, that's an important game on Thursday night.
It's huge. I do think it pretty much is. There is a path if they're 0-3, but it becomes really, really difficult. And if this team wasn't hanging on by, this emotional fingernail, I mean, it just feels like there's a scene in Rogue One where they go and they're trying to find this guy and they're in this city and you can just tell there's a military presence and there's this, you can just feel it. There's this huge battle about to take place and one of the spies says, we got to do this quick because this place is about to blow. Well, that's how the Jaguars feel right now. They feel like it could blow at any minute and you got to get something productive going. And beating Tennessee would certainly do the trick. Everything else, to your point, the landscape is great. Roethlisberger's out for the year. The Steelers are done. Okay, you don't have to worry about the Patriots and the Chiefs. Let them go win 15 games each. You just want to get in the tournament. That's it. You get in the tournament, good year. You look around, and as you mentioned, you don't have to play Drew Brees now. Denver's 0-2. Carolina's 0-2. The Bengals are terrible, who you see in Week 7. We'll see if Darnold's back in Week 8 for the Jets. Everything else falls into place. The Ravens, okay, you don't have to worry about them. Let's say they win the North. There is no wild card picture at all right now. The Chargers just lost to Detroit, and they've got a bunch of injuries. Their running back is still AWOL. I mean, the landscape couldn't fit you better if you're the Jaguars. The only problem is you've got a team right now that I don't know if everybody's pulling in the same direction.
And that's certainly a problem because while the Titans are not world beaters, they certainly know how to beat this team. The last time the Jaguars beat the Titans was December 24th, 2016. So it's been 2 full seasons. Even the year that you had a great team, you still couldn't get off the mat and beat this Titans team who lost yesterday to the Colts. To me, the defense yesterday was the bright spot. Yes, Minshew played really well towards the end, and Conley and Chark really another fantastic performance. But the defense all of a sudden heard that everybody had condemned them to being just below average. And all of a sudden they said, no, we are going to play against a pretty good Texans offense, and we're going to show the world that we are still a really good defense.
Yeah, I never doubted the defense. I told you guys last week, don't judge them on the Kansas City game. Kansas City's going to light. Well, the guy threw 4 more touchdowns yesterday. They're lighting up everybody. The defense is going to be okay. I have never wavered from that, and I still won't waver from that. I said it after last week's game. I'll say it today. But you got to get some offense going, and even more than that, you got to believe you got to win a few times to believe you can win. That's why this game's so important. This week's game, now to your point, Lauren, about defense, Minshew's got to play well. Let him go. I think let him attack. Let that magic happen. I would play Armstead more. You got to play the other running back some more. Leonard Fournette did not make many special plays yesterday. You got to let the other guy try some. I think that's part of it. You've got 3 pretty good receivers. Dede wasn't very active yesterday, but the other 2 played very well. You've got 2 good receivers. But the key to this game this week, don't let number 22 take over the game. That's the key to this week. Don't let him come home to the First Coast and Derrick Henry. You got to tackle Derrick Henry. This team has not tackled Derrick Henry. That's the key. You have got to make, and we'll talk all week about key to the game, but you got to make Mariota beat you. You can't get out-toughed by the Titans. The Titans will out-tough you. That's who they are. They will out-tough teams. So your defense really has to play this week. It's a very interesting start, 0-2. But a game yesterday where you were right in it. You were at 6 inches from having a party about what kind of a good season it's going to be, and the legend of Gardner Minshew has happened. You were an eyelash from that being the case. That close. So critical game this week.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is a teal out, so we will certainly remind fans who are going to the game to wear teal. That'll be a whole lot of fun.
I hope they draw. I hope fans will go out to that game. I mean, you don't get many night games. You rarely get a night regular season game. Go to the game.
Even though yesterday was a loss, I get the sense that it buoyed Jaguars fans in general. And yes, I think it will be a very well-attended football game.
I think people want to see Gardner Minshew.
Yeah.
This is a social event town. Gardner Minshew's first start in Jacksonville is one you might be telling your kids and grandkids about one day.
Yeah,
because I'll tell you that I don't know if Gardner Minshew will be a great NFL player, but I guarantee you he's playing 15 years in this league.
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
I mean,
that's right.
Easily 15 years.
And you know, I saw 2 things. First of all, he's smart as hell. I was talking to Doug Friday about it a little bit. Just he and I talked just for a few minutes, and I said, "Boy, smart as he goes, Frank. He is smart as hell." He said he is smart as hell. He said that's one thing, and that's not a surprise to anybody. We all knew that. So you knew he was smart. You knew he was poised. You knew the game wasn't going to be too big for him. You knew all that. I knew that. We all knew. It's why he led the nation in passing last year. Is because of all that. What I didn't know is would his arm be strong enough? He drove a few balls yesterday. Now he made 2 or 3 throws yesterday late in that game, big boy throws, and shame on me for not knowing this. I had no idea he was that athletic. I've now watched him dance around in that pocket enough, stay alive. The 4th down run by a rookie, a first-year player in this league, when the game ends if you don't make it, was unbelievable. I mean, the moxie, the instincts. He has got phenomenal instincts. Sports is about instincts. The great point guard's got great instincts. The great shortstop has got great instincts. Sports is about it. I mean, we don't talk about that enough sometimes. Just your instincts. And football is really about instincts. He has got great instincts. In fact, he's got as good of instincts as any rookie you'll see come into the league. I mean, great instincts. So, yeah, I'm telling you, man, it is a critical game this week. We'll talk more about the game coming up. Jaguars football, our only topic so far. Let's take a break. When we come back, I want to get to the Gators. What a win. A win is a win. Everything changes now. But how does it change? Florida football after this on 1010 XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show, live from the law offices of Brett Hastings Studio on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Defense wins championships.
Look, their run defense is really what they wanted to focus on even before you got to the pass rush.
After the game, catch the Superior Fence and Rail Defensive Player of the Game.
You gotta claim it!
Superior Fence and Rail, where quality matters.
Fall and football create the best season of the year, and I have almost everything I need to root for my favorite team. All I'm missing is the ultimate game day meal. Luckily, Publix, the official supermarket of the Jaguars, is bringing back the Jaguar sub for a limited time. You'll love the Publix hot deli chicken tenders, boar's head bacon, cheddar cheese, sweet coleslaw, and barbecue mayonnaise on a white sub roll. And so I don't miss kickoff, I can place my order online for in-store pickup. Go to Publix.com/JagSub to get your Jaguar sub. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
They say time is money, and at Claude Nolan Cadillac, they respect your time and strive to make your every visit a pleasure. Serving Jacksonville for over 114 years, Claude Nolan Cadillac owners come back again and again. Because you are more than a customer, you are part of the family. And now lease a 2019 XT4 premium luxury model for $329 a month for 36 months. Visit Claude Nolan on Southside Boulevard or go to ClaudeNolanCadillac.com. Beginning lasting relationships since 1905. See dealer for details.
Gentlemen, discover the new medical treatment that Viagra doesn't want you to know about. I'm Bradley I with Synergenics Elite Health, and we offer GainsWave. It's a simple 20-minute in-office procedure. GainsWave is non-invasive, and it restores the poor blood flow that causes ED. Stop popping pills and scheduling intimacy. Call 904-500-5500. Consultations are free. Mention this radio station for $150 off your first treatment. Call Synergenics Elite Health at 904-500-5500 to learn about the GainsWave ED treatment today.
Florida, welcome to Save Yourself with Geico.
You casually maneuver to snap a photo of the guy at the restaurant who looks just like that one celebrity from that movie, and your flash goes off. You couldn't save yourself from the embarrassment of doppelganger guy noticing your paparazzi pic. But you could save yourself hundreds by switching your car insurance to Geico.
Yes.
You could save on motorcycle, boat, and RV insurance, too.
Oh.
Plus, the Geico Insurance Agency could help you save on renter's insurance.
Okay.
While your flash-happy smartphone has become your biggest problem, you should know Geico is the largest auto insurer in the state.
Nice.
Geico even offers 24/7 access to licensed agents in the award-winning Geico mobile app.
Ooh.
And while your impromptu photo shoot didn't go as planned, you could plan on saving more, like military and federal discounts, with your local Geico agent.
You couldn't save yourself from the shame of being outed by your camera flash, but you could save yourself hundreds with Geico online, over the phone, or at your local office.
Baloo here for the Blue Crab Crab House, once again voted the #1 crab shack in Northeast Florida. What about Sundays over there? You kidding me? $1.95 Bloody Marys, mimosas as well, up until 5 o'clock. Alex always playing live music right there on the deck. The best seafood in Jacksonville, the Blue Crab Crab House. They've been in Jacksonville for 23 years, right there on Jillington Creek Road in San Jose. I'll see you at the Blue Crab Crab House.
Postgame Monday on 1010XL is brought to you by Dandy Foods, makers of the world-famous Classic Cuban. Everybody loves a classic.
My name is Janice. I'm a client of Brett Hastings. Brett is the most brilliant, diligent, hardworking attorney I have ever met. He is truly dedicated to his clients and fights for them to the very end. Brett fought hard to win a large personal injury lawsuit for me. They are the very best legal team I have ever met. I would hire them again in a heartbeat.
Learn more at justiceforjacksonville.com. Law offices of Brett Hastings, where the injured find justice.
Now the Performance Painting play of the game.
You gotta claim it!
Performance Painting, quality coatings applied with pride.
The fourth quarter is where big plays are made, and no play would be more memorable than Jacksonville's Gardner Minshew linking up with wide receiver DJ Chark for a touchdown score with 30 seconds left in regulation and bringing the team within one. The duo's late game execution notches them the Performance Painting play of the game.
Does the building you go to work in every day need a little love and attention? Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Great companies take great care of the buildings their staff and customers walk into every day. If the building you're in doesn't match the vision you have for your company, we can help. Go to performance-painting.com. Our highly trained team makes the difference. Quality coatings applied with pride.
Performance Painting.
If you're an experienced welder or pipe fitter, Local 234 Plumbers and Pipe Fitters is looking for you now. They provide competitive pay and great benefits that are no cost to you. That's $29.84 an hour, and with those benefits, you'll be earning $44 an hour. Join an organization with thousands of members that have the same goal as you, to get the job done right. Visit UA234.com to send your resume today. Local 234. Make the right connection.
So, folks, I've been talking about Pella windows and doors for a few months now, and I continue to hear from people who absolutely love their Pella products. And the reasons, well, they're obvious. Consumer Reports recently gave Pella replacement windows excellent top ratings on their vinyl, wood, and composite series. So their expert reviews are absolutely amazing. So if you're thinking about upgrading your home's value, go with the best. Visit the Pella showroom. It's right there on Phillips Highway, right next to Tesla. That's Pella Windows and Doors.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update. I'm Andrew Gibson for 1010XL. This update brought to you by MyBookie. Gators quarterback Felipe Franks is out for the season with a dislocated ankle. Head coach Dan Mullen spoke today about the injury.
Now, obviously, it's a tragic deal to happen to anybody. I mean, I think you look at somebody that's a great leader on our team, that's worked really hard to put himself in this position. I think you could really see this. To me, I don't know if everybody sees it. I saw the huge strides he'd made from last year to this year in every aspect of his game, and so it's always a tragic deal when that happens.
Felipe Franks will have surgery and is expected to miss 6 months. Kyle Trask will take over as the Gators quarterback. Other injuries today, Drew Brees will be sidelined 6 months with a thumb injury. Ben Roethlisberger out for the season with an elbow injury. 3:59, 87 degrees. Your time and temperature brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
Back to an all-purpose Staffing Monday, staffing your business with qualified employees. It's all-purpose staffing.
Let the good times roll. Let them knock you around.
You're listening to The Cars on an Old Rock Monday, because this Thursday night, of course, the Jaguars will kick off against the Titans, and you'll hear that game right here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM. Frank Hayes, Gibby, and Lauren with you. Florida was able to come back down 21-10 with about 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Felipe Franks gets bent over awkwardly, has to leave the game, is super emotional. Heading out onto the cart, he's now going to be out for 6 months, has surgery next Monday. Found it interesting they waited to have surgery. They are waiting to have surgery on Felipe. It seems like most of the time these surgeries happen almost immediately, but they're waiting a week, so maybe having to do a swelling.
You would think,
something with that dislocated / fractured ankle. But either way, Florida comes back. Kyle Trask comes off the bench, leads them to the comeback victory, 29-21. What did you make of Kyle Trask?
Well, so much to unpack from that game too, right? But he played great. I thought Trask played great. 2 or 3 thoughts. Number one, you know why they won? I can tell you why they won. Hayes and I watched the game together. Hayes tried to leave.
This is true.
He was so mad. I've got to go home. My phone's about to die, and I got to use my GPS to get back to the hotel, so I'm just going to leave. I'm just leaving. I'm leaving. That's what I'm doing. I'm leaving.
This isn't exaggerated
this
at all.
What happened?
And
I said,
really
why don't you stay for one more drive? Okay, because we were watching it, and some other people joined us. We had this great sports bar, this gigantic screen. And they scored, and he stayed. And because he stayed, we brought him two together, I think. Hey, so I think that's kind of what happened. So, but anyway,
I recommend traveling car chargers.
It wasn't the phone. He was. I've been there.
Okay.
By the way. I respect it because I'm leaving.
So that was just the excuse.
I just got to go. I'm leaving. I'm going home. I can't go. That's exactly what I've been there. So, but so much about it. But let me tell you what. But here's why they won. They won because they're Florida, and Kentucky lost because they're Kentucky. I'm not trying to be mean to Kentucky, but that's what happens. Is there's a reason they've beaten them 32 out of 33 times. Is because a school, if you're playing Kentucky and you're shooting a free throw to beat them in Rupp Arena, you're going to miss it. You know why? Because they're Kentucky and you're not. So that you're going to clang the free throw. That's what's going to happen. In football, it's the other way around. But I'll say this. Jim McElwain didn't have this. Will Muschamp didn't have this. Some coaches know how to win, and you're going to win because that's who you are. Somehow, some way, Dan Mullen wins these games. It can't keep being an accident. Down 21-7 at Vanderbilt. Down 31-14 at home against South Carolina in the fourth quarter. Down here, down there, and you keep Miami coming back. You keep winning. Okay, he's won 13 of his 16 games. At some point, it's not an accident. He knows how to win games. He really knows how to win. I'll give him credit. He had Trask ready to play. For a backup quarterback who's virtually never played, an older guy, but still, to come in, that command of the offense, never that poised, never confused, never didn't know which guy to throw to. Had a little gamer in him, didn't he? The little option pitch was supposed to be a left-handed pitch, but he got kind of turned around, so he kind of threw it with his right hand or pitched with the right hand. You've got to have some gamer in you to do that. Give Dan Mullen credit, and Mullen said it today. He said, here's why he was ready. We're not a team that gives the first teamer all the reps. We split the reps evenly. We really, he said, that's not just coach speak. We really split the reps evenly. So Kyle Trask has a lot of time with Jefferson and Grimes. He's not playing with the backups. Give Dan, more than anything else, Lauren, to your question, give Trask all the credit in the world. I feel a little differently. Hey, I think I like Florida. I think Florida may be okay with this. We'll see. But give Mullen credit, Hayes. He had the backup ready to play as well as the starter was playing. That is hard to do in today's football. He had him ready to play.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think when you look at Dan Mullen and the culture that he's building at Florida, I think you hit on the backbone of it, because you look at what Dan Mullen's been able to do now in close games. He's 4-0 at Florida in games decided by 8 points or less. And when you look at what Florida's been able to do on the road, they are 5-0 under Dan Mullen in true road games. They're 7-1 in road or neutral. So bowl games, Florida, Georgia, 7-1. That's impressive. 5-0 in true road games, very impressive. And it's because of that. It's because Florida feels like if they can take you into the fourth quarter and it's a tie game or they're down one possession, they're going to beat you because that's their identity. And to his credit, whatever he's done, or whether it's been fortuitous or luck, or whether it really has been by design, he has pulled it off, because Florida has become one of the best fourth quarter teams in the country. And to respond the way they responded, I do think it says a lot about the toughness and the closeness that they have in that program right now.
I do wonder, was Kyle Trask so ready to play because Dan Mullen was starting to question whether Felipe Franks was going to lead this football team the entire season?
I never sensed that. I think it was Felipe's team. I think there's no chance anybody else, barring an injury, there was no chance anybody else was playing. Now, I could be wrong. We'll never know. But I didn't sense that at all. I sensed that Felipe was his guy. He knew the strengths, he knew the weaknesses, and he was going to play him. But I will say this. I'm a big Dan Mullen guy. Coaches want balance. Larry Fedora told me one time, he was a really good play caller. Things didn't go as well as the head coach at UNC. He'll be another coach, a coach somewhere else, but he was a really good play caller. He really prided himself in being one of the few coordinators in the country who everywhere he went, they averaged over 200 yards rushing and passing per game. That was a big deal. Balance, balance, balance. Got to have balance. And clearly Dan Mullen wants the balance. You can tell by his play calling. Run it, pass it, run it, pass it. Got to run, got to establish the run. Well, look, balance should be based on – you should have balance based on what you have out there. It was clear in this game Florida couldn't block Kentucky's front. Kentucky's front was older and better than Florida's young offensive line. That's a reality. Couldn't block them. It also was clear Kentucky couldn't cover Florida's experienced receivers. Florida's got 6 NFL guys out there. If they can't cover your receivers and you can't run block them, you got to throw all the time. He seemed not willing to do that. Now, did he do it because Kyle Trask was in and he was more confident? But he should have been throwing every down. Look, if I'm Dan Mullen now, Trask has a pretty good arm now, and he's not runner guy. The reason you're going to see Emory Jones some now is because now he can run okay. This is more like Alex Smith when he had Alex Smith at Utah. Now, like Alex Smith ran for 600 yards his senior year, so it's not like he wasn't a good runner. He was. But he was the first pick in the draft because he's a passer, not a runner. That's why he's the first pick in the draft. So you're going to have to throw the football now. Your strength of your football team. Offense, defense, special team, cheerleaders, band, water boy, I don't care what. The strength of that football team is those wide receivers. We went into the season thinking Hammond and Swain are their 5th and 6th best receivers. They are really good players. If that's your 5th and 6th best guys, they are really good players. The Jefferson's their best player. Grimes is a really good player, probably their most draftable player. Pitts is going to be maybe a first rounder if he gains 10 more pounds by the time he's draft eligible. You have great receivers. You have to throw. I would throw it. I think P. Ryan's okay. I don't think he's a great back. I think he's an okay back. They're clearly not. See, P. Ryan and Scarlett were the same guy. They were equally confident in both, so they could switch them out. It's clear he doesn't have the same confidence in Pierce or Davis, or it'd be more balanced. They're confident, and they can't run block. I'm sorry, maybe there'll be a good run blocking line one day, but they could not move that Kentucky front. So I think you got to throw. I think you got to get away from the balance a little bit. I think you got to throw for 300 yards every game. And I think Trask is pretty good. Now, look, there's going to be some bumps in the road. Trask is going to throw one right to the safety because he didn't see him. Trask is going to get hit from behind and fumble. He hasn't played. Guy that hasn't played, you got to kind of get your battle scars. Everybody gets their battle scars. He's had no battle scars, so there's going to be some. That game this week might be even stickier than you think, even though everyone wants to beat up on how bad Tennessee is. Tennessee still has SEC athletes. So that game could get sticky this week. But I think in time, Trask will be fine. And Dan Mullen is telling everybody that'll listen, he's playing them both. He's told both those guys he's playing them both. He told Emory. Part of that is you need Emory's running ability. Part of that is keeping him out of the portal. We are in the portal era of college football. It could be very easy for Emory Jones, the minute he sees Kyle Trask go win the game, to be in that portal Monday morning. Because that's what everybody does. They go to the dang portal. They only have 2 quarterbacks left, by the way. There's only 2 guys left. Jalen Jones is gone. Felipe is gone. It's Trask, Emory, and walk-on guy. I don't know who
Sproles.
Whoever. You know what I call him? I call him walk-on guy. Okay, because it's Trask, Jones, and congratulations on knowing walk-on guy's name. But here's what he is. He's walk-on guy. So you got to keep him healthy now. But I think you'll see Emory Jones. I told you that right when it happened. I think you'll see a mix. It'll be kind of like the Leak Tebow thing a little. But this team's going to go, and I think, as Trask goes.
Yeah, and Mullen even talked to Kyle Trask about entering the portal a season ago after that season ended. Hayes, I don't think Mullen trusted Felipe Franks. That's why I don't think they were throwing the football. I'm not sure Florida beats Kentucky if Felipe doesn't get injured. And I'm not saying I'm glad he got injured by any means. But I just don't think it was there mentally with Felipe. That's why we saw him make that awful throw early that ended up in the interception early in the game. I just don't think it ever really connected between his brain and his arm, and we were never going to see a good quarterback, even better than average.
Yeah, you kept waiting and hoping to see major strides in his football IQ and his decision making, and so far you hadn't seen the growth you'd hope. I still think it's a blow because you're talking about a quarterback that's accounted for 46 touchdowns in his career, and now you're going to a quarterback in Kyle Trask who hasn't even attempted 40 passes in college. So to me, you do lose an experience there that is hard to substitute. And I do think that Felipe Franks was still growing into the upside, and maybe he never grows into it. I mean, that's certainly possible. And there were certainly decisions that he made Saturday night that were head scratchers, but I still think they're better with Felipe Franks. I think they're as well equipped as probably any college team to handle this because of the talent that Trask has and Emory Jones, and they've both been on campus for at least a full year. I thought it was interesting. Dan was asked today about, is this similar to Chris Leak and Tim Tebow in 2006 when, you had Tebow play a little bit in a package, and Dan was like, yeah, kind of, except Emory Jones is way ahead of where Tim Tebow was. So that gives you a little bit of confidence that it's not like Emory can only run a specific package of plays that's going to be pretty easy by the time they get to Georgia for Kirby Smart to know every single thing, that when they bring Emory Jones in, this is what they like to do. Emory Jones, it seems like, from hearing Dan Mullen talk about it, can run everything. So I think that's beneficial, at least, in the sense that you do have 2 guys that know the system inside and out. That will help. I don't think he's going to go away from P. Ryan. I thought today he was asked about P. Ryan, who really is struggling. He's only averaging like 3.5 yards per carry. He's 4.9 in his career. I think Dan Mullen gets LaMichael P. Ryan really going this Saturday against Tennessee because he wants to show to that program LaMichael P. Ryan came back, put off the NFL. We need to reward him for it.
Yeah, I agree with what you said about Felipe. If I could flip a switch and have Felipe back healthy, and he's the starter, no question. But given that you don't have him, it'll be interesting. Let's stay on the Gators. I got one more thought about how they play moving forward, starting with Tennessee after this. Stay with us.
Now, the Lamb Rant, brought to you by the Best Bet Card Rooms at Jacksonville and Orange Park.
The 9 years Spurrier's Gators played Philip Fulmer's Vols were epic. SEC titles, maybe national titles, were at stake. Then Spurrier left because of unreasonable expectations. Then Fulmer was fired because of a slight drop-off. The Vols are on their fourth head coach since Fulmer's firing 10 years ago. They seem to be bottoming out now with an 0-2 start, both losses at home. The Gators remain strong with Urban Meyer, but are on their third head coach since he left 9 years ago. Dan Mullen seems to be righting the ship. Boy, I sure do miss the excitement of all the Tennessee-Florida games and the Tennessee jokes.
Check out Uncle Dave's column at 1010XL.com on the homepage. Look for Lamb at Large.
The Frangie Show, live from the law offices of Brett Hastings Studio on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Hey, if you want great barbecue, you want Bono's. Fast, friendly service, clean family restaurants, and the best barbecue around. I get there once a week. I never miss because I love that Bono's barbecue, that all dark meat chicken. Is it so very, very good? Green beans, I absolutely love it. The wife loves pulled pork. We love all the food they have there. Have you tried the Brunswick stew, the sweet potatoes? It is so very good. 15 locations in town. You're going to love the setup. If you want barbecue in Jacksonville, your decision's easy. You want Bono's.
Summer may have just ended, but Garber Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram is still bringing the heat. When you purchase a new Dodge Charger, Challenger, or Durango, we'll give you $10 for every horsepower it produces. Plus, you don't want to miss the incredible deals at Garber Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram on the Ram Bighorn with financing as low as 0%. Don't miss the Dodge Power Dollars event. Visit us in Green Cove Springs or at GarberChryslerDodgeJeep.com. And remember, at Garber Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, we bring the power.
Come see the new showroom and new displays at the Kitchen and Flooring Design Center, located on Southside Boulevard across from Tinseltown. The friendly, experienced group of interior designers will help you transform your home. They specialize in kitchen design, bath design, and closet design. The Kitchen and Flooring Design Center is used by many builders, home remodelers, and assisted living communities in Jacksonville. Plus, you'll find brands like Timberlake, Dolltile, Mohawk, Craftmade, Cambria, Legacy, and tons more. Head to floorsandkitchen.com or stop by the Kitchen and Flooring Design Center today.
Attention Jags fans, this is your chance for you and 3 of your friends to fly to Atlanta to see the Jaguars take on the Atlanta Falcons December 22nd. All you have to do is download the free Money Pages app today, and you can enter to win airfare, hotel stay, and tickets to the big game, all covered. The savings don't stop there. When you download the free Money Pages mobile app, you'll unlock great local savings on the go. So it's simple. Pick up your phone, go to the App Store, and search for the free Money Pages app. Good luck, and go Jaguars.
Hey Googans, I'm Lance, former Navy SEAL with 180 Products. When my baby girl had skin issues that couldn't be solved with mainstream products, I created one of my own. I continued researching and experimenting and was able to create amazing products to help ease other symptoms our family experienced. Now I am happy to share those products with you. We make our products right here in Jacksonville with all natural organic ingredients. Visit 180products.com today and see how we can help you. That's 180products.com.
Right now at Diamonds Direct, whether you buy a $3,000 diamond pendant or a $30,000 designer ring, you can spread your payments over 5 years without paying a dime in interest and no money down. It's our best offer ever as we celebrate our all-new showroom off Town Center Parkway. 5 years, 0 interest with nothing down on anything and everything. Come take advantage of this and check out the all-new Diamonds Direct. Now open off Town Center Parkway just left of the Hyatt. Diamonds Direct on approved credit.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists helps you be the best when you play and brings you
the best of the drill replay.
He had a hell of a cookie intake yesterday. I'm going to put it at 5.
No, it was not 5. I guessed I consumed in the press box.
Tony, he hung up on us.
Oh, sorry.
It's on mute.
My fat face.
His face is too big for the mute button,
Nick. Mornings on 1010XL.
Football season is here, and you know what that means, right? It's time to bet, win, and get paid at MyBookie.ag. MyBookie has odds on every game and more prop bets than any other sports book, and absolutely nobody pays out faster. You get your cash when you want it. Did you know you can bet on games after kickoff or parlay your picks to score a huge profit on a small wager? At MyBookie, you can. Don't play on some no-name sports book. Look, if you're going to bet this football season, be smart. Bet with the best at mybookie.ag. Sign up today and MyBookie will double your first deposit. That's up to $1,000 in free money to wager on your favorite teams. Use promo code RADIO right now to get your exclusive double your money offer. That's mybookie.ag, promo code RADIO. Play, win, and get paid at MyBookie.
Have you heard the expression, knowledge is power? It's sure true in the criminal justice system. I'm attorney Lee Lockett, and I'm here to remind you of some very important rights. Know that you don't have to answer questions during any investigation. Trying to talk your way out of trouble rarely goes well. In a DUI investigation, you don't have to participate in the roadside gymnastics. Know your rights. Get in the know. Know before you blow. Offices Jacksonville. Call 858-9818 now or go to knowbeforeyoublow.com.
You don't think this would be a good moment to text somebody?
There's never a bad moment to share your opinion on the 1010XL text line, built by Lifetime Enclosures. Share your opinion
As soon as possible.
at 641-1010.
Storms are part of every season. Make sure you're protected. Call American Electrical to make sure you have the best in surge protection. Don't lose your home electronics to a lightning strike. Call 737-7770 for American Electrical.
Okay, listen up, team. They're out to test our reputation as the best plumber in Jax, so we gotta play like the experts we are. When customers call with leaky faucets, broken water heaters, toilet repairs, broken pipes, or any other challenge, we'll give them a solution fast. Now, who are we?
Roland Reese Plumbing!
I can't hear you.
Roland Reese Plumbing!
Now that's what a winner sounds like.
Customers always win with Roland Reese Plumbing at PlumbingJacksonville.com.
Listen up, Jacksonville. Beaver Chevrolet is expanding and looking for the best of the best to join our family. Maintain your work-life balance, enjoy a positive atmosphere, and earn industry-leading pay. Our WOW opening of the month is for experienced mechanics. How about a $10,000 signing bonus? That's right, experienced technicians can take advantage of a $10,000 signing bonus. If you're ready to join the team, call General Manager Brett Morgan at 904-245-1422 or just stop by Beaver Chevrolet.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
It's an all-purpose staffing Monday. If you're looking for a position or if your business is looking for qualified employees, your answer is all-purpose staffing.
You don't have to be a big music guy to know this one, do you?
You do not.
Brooks, you know this one, don't you?
Of course.
We're playing the Cars on Old Rock Thursday on a Monday because we don't have a show Thursday. It'll be the kickoff show. Lauren and Hayes and Tony Smith will have that for you. But Rick Ocasek, dead at the age of 65, found dead in his apartment. 75, dead at the age of 75, found dead in his apartment in Manhattan. I think they were sort of a punk. They were a rock band with some punk flavor. Is that a good way to say it, I think?
Yeah, I don't really know much about their origins, but what I know about the Cars is they embraced MTV.
Yeah, they did.
Their
timing was right.
And it paid huge dividends.
Yeah, their timing was right. They came around at the video era.
Yeah.
But they're a good band.
So were they I always assumed they were fairly far into their career by the time they did like You Might Think and Magic, and because those were the videos like You Might Think won best video of the year.
And Magic was a cool video.
And Magic was a good
walking in the pool.
Right.
Yeah. I think started 81 maybe was
okay.
Was,
so they weren't
at least and maybe a little earlier than that, but I remember maybe about 81.
Yeah. See, I don't know like how they like the story of how they formed and stuff like that, but they definitely took full advantage of MTV and next thing you knew, Rick Ocasek was a video music star and dating Paulina Poroskova and marrying her.
Dude, I dated a girl in the 80s that was so obsessed with Rick Ocasek. We all have our favorites. It was like uncomfortable obsession. I'm not kidding about that. I'm not. I mean, every conversation, every dinner, I'm like, I know the Cars are good. I mean, it was unbelievable. So yeah, he did okay. Rick Ocasek.
They originated in Boston in 1976.
Okay.
And they are Rick really is credited with starting the new wave rock sound.
Okay.
So that's their
it's almost punk.
specific genre.
But they're very good. Florida moving forward. Here's my thought. You got to throw the football. So what will and I hope they play that way. Forget balance for now. I got to throw the football. You got to run some, but you got a guy that can throw it. I think Trask is going to. I don't think it's 50-50. I think Trask is their quarterback. I think Jones plays early in the Tennessee game, and then early in some games there will be some packages for him. Remember, he played in Florida Georgia last year early in the game. So I think he'll play in some, but I think it's Trask's team for now. I'd be surprised if it's not. I think with all those receivers, he's got a calmness. He's decisive. That's what everybody said. That's what all the receivers said. Felipe took a little longer to process. Maybe, Lauren, that's what you're speaking to. He processes pretty quickly. What I was so impressed with is he didn't make the bad play. He processed quickly, but he let it. If you can process quickly and be decisive and be patient, see, it's hard to be both. Some guys are impatient and they make bad plays. Some guys aren't decisive and they never make a play. If you're right in between, so I thought he was that, but he's not played. Your point is right. He's not started. He's not played.
He hasn't started a game since his freshman year in high school.
Isn't that amazing? His freshman year in high school.
Because of DRQ.
I feel better.
Yeah. but I have this feeling that as well coached as he will be with Mullen, that he will be pretty good. I think he will. Again, he's going to make some mistakes. You're going to go, how could he do that? Because that's what's going to happen. But I think they're going to be okay with Kyle Trask. I agree with Hayes. I'd rather still have Felipe. There's a reason Felipe was starting and Trask wasn't. But you're not going to have Felipe. He's gone for the year. Like you said, if you got to play a backup, you're in a pretty good – long as you don't get one of these two guys hurt, you're in a pretty good setting. I think he will make some good plays. It's good that you have a home game. I don't think Tennessee's easy, but I think they're going to beat Tennessee. What's the line, 14?
14.
I wouldn't lay the 14. Would you lay the 14?
Yes.
Oh, I wouldn't lay the 14. Would you lay the 14?
Yes.
I wouldn't. So we'll see.
But I also thought Florida was going to win easily over Sawyer Smith.
Yeah. But I think they will play with the rhythm. I think they will throw the football early on. It's good to have a home game that I think they're going to win, and then a gimme where you can try some stuff before we have to play Auburn. I will say this: there's intrigue now that it's come back to Florida football.
Sure, and the only issue, and it's much like the Jaguars, attrition is starting to hit the Gators, and so Zuniga went down with the ankle injury, and I think that's a huge one. And Jonathan Grenard, yes, has played really well, but you can't have just him. But defensively, I was super impressed with David Reese, and I was super impressed with Sean Davis also.
Yeah, Reese has been good the whole time. They need safeties. Davis stepping up and getting Brad Stewart back is important. Their corners are pretty good. Marco Wilson didn't have a very good game. He's a better player than that. Henderson probably won't play this week, and obviously you don't play him against Towson. He probably comes back for Auburn. They'll be okay. I do think it's a little bit of a different team now. They will look different with Trask, I think. They looked different when he played against Kentucky.
Yeah, and I do give Trask a lot of credit. I mean, he attempted 13 passes Saturday night. If one of those 13 is a killer mistake, they lose the game.
Correct.
And so he absolutely avoided that. Not only avoided that, hit explosive plays on a consistent basis. I mean, it was impressive watching him because he was able to find Pitts and a lot of other guys for explosive plays. So I don't know that continues, but it was encouraging to see it.
Let's get to Noles football. Florida State talk after this on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show, live from the law offices of Brett Hastings' studio on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Catch high school football play-by-play on 1010XL.
I'm Coach Tobin of the Bold Bulldogs. On the road this Friday against the Creekside Knights. Catch the play-by-play live at 7 on 1010 AM.
Hey, folks, make dinner way quicker with a mobile ordering on the Chick-fil-A app. Just download the app, place an order, pick it up at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant. It's that easy. Even those 30-count nuggets, so everybody gets to eat. No cooking, no sweat. Not only does the app make dinner easy, but it lets you earn points and redeem rewards from your favorite Chick-fil-A food items. You're going to love it. Look, you want great food? You want Chick-fil-A? Get Chick-fil-A and order it on the Chick-fil-A app.
Jeff Prosser here with an energy fact from your heroes at Fenwick Plumbing. Your energy bills are going up, and up, but your old reliable water heater, not so much. It's delivering less hot water every day. Fenwick says SYS. Save your shower. Take up to $100 in the process of a brand new water heater. Do it right now. What are you waiting for? Call Jacksonville's highest rated plumbing experts and tell them Jeff sent you. So call 660-0556 or visit FenwickPlumbing.com today.
American Window Products, rated by Best of the Best Television as the #1 window company in America. Our installers are all American Window Products employees, no outside contractors, no high-pressure sales, just skilled, honest folks that can save you a bundle on your electric bill. Replace your old windows with Eastern Architectural Systems today and pay nothing for installation on 6 or more windows. Visit AmericanWindows.com and check out our video by Best of the Best Television.
American Windows.
Jags fans, this one's for you. Enter the TIAA Bank Take the Field sweepstakes for your chance to win 2 club tickets and get pregame sideline access to be on the field when the Jags come out of the tunnel. A new winner will be chosen for each home game. To enter and for official rules, visit TIAABank.com/takethefield. No purchase necessary. Open to legal residents of 50 United States and D.C. 18 and older. Void where prohibited. Entry period from 8/5/2019 to 12/18/2019. For official rules and complete details, visit TIAABank.com/takethefield. Sponsor TIAA FSB.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call State Farm agent Ron McCann in Orange Park at 269-1313.
Zero-Res stands for zero residue. It's all about the science. No soaps, no detergents means cleaner, longer. Call us to get your carpets, tile and grout, area rugs, and furniture cleaned. Zero-Res spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods, reminding you that everybody loves a classic. And all month long, you can pick up a fresh, never frozen classic Cuban for just $3.99 from Dandy. That's right, folks. $3.99 gets you a deliciously unique sub that boasts piles of cooked ham, salami, roast pork, and creamy Swiss cheese. Add a little mustard and pickles, authentic Cuban bread, and you have yourself a classic. So why don't you go out and make yours a classic Cuban from Dandy, and do it today.
Sports from a little different point of view.
Helmets and heels.
This is completely against the rules.
Built by Dreamfinders Homes.
Presented by Underwood Jewelers.
And American Window Products.
Tuesday nights at 6 on 1010XL.
Instant Keys offers honest professional locksmith service for lost, broken, or spare keys. Call Instant Keys at 722-1111. Get dealer-level service in just minutes at a fraction of the cost. 722-1111.
Pickett here. Guys, I got to tell you, it's true. We just had the new air conditioning system installed at the house. We are cooler with Bueller. That's right. My wife did some research. Trust me, we compared. And at the end of the day, Bueller Air Conditioning, the clear choice. They were on time, friendly, professional from start to finish. Our new system is awesome. Take it from me. If you need air conditioning help, I recommend Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
License CAC 1816716.
Bueller Air. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Own a home? Lee & Kate's Glass is Northeast Florida's go-to for residential glass services. From tub and shower enclosures to broken or fogged windows. For more information and to request a quote, visit LeeandKatesGlass.com. Don't let foggy headlights darken your day or put you in harm's way. Lee & Kate's Glass offers headlight restoration to get yours looking like new. For more information and to request a quote, visit LeeandKatesGlass.com.
John's Auto has been in Jacksonville for 32 years. That doesn't happen by cheating customers. At John's Auto, their reputation is in its work. Top quality for a lower price. It's full service at John's Auto. Brake, shocks, alignment, transmission, front end repair, tires, and they specialize in AC repair, whether it's the repair itself or getting your AC coolant checked. John's Auto, Arlington Road. Call 743-3857, a family-owned business.
Frank Frangie here for Central State Bank, Florida's business bank, but also a bank you could trust. You see, that's the big thing. I've got to trust my banker. Trust that they are truly skilled bankers, but also that my needs matter. My bankers at Center State Bank know me. They know what I need. Whether it's personal, business, loans, or beyond, they know me and I trust them. In the world of banking, that relationship really matters. A bank you can trust. Center State Bank, with 7 locations in Jacksonville and St. Augustine, Florida's business bank.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
Tough loss. Our guys, I thought they fought hard, and but we didn't finish there in the fourth quarter. Made too many mistakes in the fourth quarter that got us, and didn't make enough plays. And against a tough, good football team. But I thought our guys fought hard. We're gonna get back to work and see if we can rectify this next week.
The comments of Willie Taggart after yesterday's or Saturday's loss at Virginia. You're hearing the Cars today, Old Rock Thursday on Monday. Rick Kokasik, a pioneer in rock music, I really believe that, dead at the age of 75. So Cars music all day today. Hope you enjoy it on the program. We're going to get to FSU talk right now. But first, Doug Marrone just met with the media. He did his presser. It's still going on as we speak. But you heard him address the Jalen Ramsey situation.
Yeah, no suspension, and he hasn't personally talked with Jalen. The players are off today, but he's basically said it was, in the heat of the moment, and life moves on, and that happens all the time. And so Doug Marrone very much minimized it and said there will be no punishment for Jalen Ramsey.
And he also said that it was Jalen wanted him to challenge. Lauren, you were listening to it too. Jalen wanted him to challenge the incomplete, what he thought was an incomplete pass, a 3-yard completion. It was a first down and led to a field goal. And Doug said there's a process we go through. We didn't challenge him.
Yeah, he also said that he hasn't watched it, and I'm guessing that's not part of the film review that they're doing on yesterday's game. But everybody saw it that watched the TV. It's on ESPN now. It's hard to me to downplay something like that. I think I would have addressed it and said, look, I haven't talked to him yet, but we are going to have a conversation that he can't behave like that on the sidelines. It's not a good look, not just for our franchise, but it also sends the wrong message to the other players on the team. And then I'm not taking any more questions. Move on, ask me about the Titans or game plays on the field. I just would have addressed it differently.
Yeah, it clear to Doug. That's not Doug's style. He's not calling out anybody, and so and that's okay. His style is we've moved on. This is what he was upset about. We haven't talked more about it. So he did, and we'll talk more Jaguars coming up at the top of the hour. We'll kind of revisit everything that happened in the game. Let's get to the Noles for a second. They lose on the road. Played well. I went back and watched the game. We couldn't watch it where we were because they didn't have ACC Network. We were hoping to get all of them, but I did go back.
Nobody has ACC Network.
Well, DirecTV has it because my DVR had it. Okay, so I went back and watched it. Look, the Noles played pretty well in that game. They played better than that's the best game they've played. Virginia's pretty good. FSU still had a bunch of mistakes. A bizarre final drive. On the final drive, when FSU gets down 31-24, you've almost never seen anything like it. Fourth down, drive stays alive because of a pass interference on Virginia. Then 15 more yards because Bronco Mendenhall loses his mind because of that call. So they did call the unsportsmanlike. Then a roughing the passer. Then another pass interference. It was bizarre. That got them all the way down the field. Then they complete a pass to Helton to inside the 10-yard line. The clock probably should have stopped sooner than it did. That was an ACC gaffe by the crew. But I've got to believe you go up there and spike the ball. Spike the ball, then you have one crack at the end zone. Everybody catches their breath. You can actually tell James Blackman what play to call. Instead, FSU raced to the ball, went to a wildcat, and hoped that Cam Akers could run it in. And everybody was confused. Offensive linemen didn't know who to block. And so it was a disaster. And then when asked about it afterwards, Willie Taggart, God bless you, Willie, I don't want to always be the guy that picks on you, but when asked about it after, his answer was, well, Kendall calls the plays. I don't call the plays. That's a tough answer. Gibby, can you play that for us?
Well, I didn't call the plays. Kendall called the plays, but he had the play called, and, again, we just didn't get it done.
Yeah, that's a tough answer. The answer should be, here's why we didn't spike the ball. Not, I don't call the plays. I was really surprised by that.
And it's not even about the play call. It's about the lack of organization. It's about the fact that no one knows what's happening. The right tackle went into pass protection. I mean, he takes 4 steps. He gets in Cam Akers' way because he's pass protecting. The receiver that Cam Akers is running towards has absolutely no idea what he's supposed to do. You can tell. He doesn't run a route, but he also doesn't block his man. He just sort of watches what's happening, and by the time he realizes it, it's too late, and the man he's supposed to block is now affecting Akers. It just, again, it shows a stunning lack of organization. And again, if you want to run Cam Akers on a direct snap inside the 5-yard line, I've got no problem with that. But it's the fact that they don't – it's not like they had 10 guys that knew what they were doing and one guy made a mistake. It was clear. No one knew what they were supposed to be doing on that play, and that is a massive coaching failure.
Yeah, we talked about how Mullen made the right decision to call in Trask and not Emory Jones in that game. Taggart's making all the wrong decisions. Does Florida State not practice situational football? Shouldn't they have gone through scenarios where, okay, clock is winding down, we're on the 4-yard line, this is what we do every single time? Yet it feels like they have never been in that situation in practice before. And yes, you mentioned the penalties on Virginia. Florida State also. 5 penalties on that drive at the end of the game for Virginia to go up 31-24. Your defense plays well 3 quarters through 3 quarters against Bryce Perkins, who's a really good dual-threat quarterback, and then all of a sudden they just collapse.
Yeah, both teams, all kind of penalties down the stretch. I will say what I said again. I think they're going to beat Louisville this week, okay? If they don't beat Louisville, I don't think they will beat NC State, even though West Virginia hammered at NC State this week. If that happens, they would be, what are they now, 1-2?
Yes.
If they lose to Louisville and NC State, 1-3, 1-4, and then Clemson's next, I believe. Is that right?
That's correct. They have a bye and then Clemson.
If they start 1-5 or even 1-6, I don't think he makes it out of there. I will say it again. I think powers that be at Tallahassee, I can tell you I've said it before, I'll say it again. The conversations have begun in Tallahassee. People asking people, trust me, I'll say it again. I want you to hear this clearly. People are asking people, if we moved on, where do you think we should go? That conversation has been happening between people of significance. I don't want to misrepresent it. This isn't an AD or a president, but the conversations have happened enough that people aren't sure what to do over there. Now, I said if they'd have beaten Virginia, that changes. I don't know that beating Louisville changes it, but I think it slows it a little bit. Beat Louisville and NC State, get to 3-2, then I think everybody breathes a little bit. But it's a tough look. It is a tough look for a Florida State football team that really hung around with Virginia. Does Virginia gain or lose street cred from the way that game played out?
I think it's neutral. I don't think they – I would say I guess they lose because I don't think they gain. And I think for Virginia, how many games are you going to play this year where you really do get at least some attention because of the opponent you're playing? It's not going to happen all that often. So I would actually say because I see it as being neutral, I'll say it's a loss.
We'll take it, keep it on college football. I got a thought about the Dogs and even about UCF, believe it or not. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show, live from the law offices of Brett Hastings' studio on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jags beat writer Hayes Carline takes you behind enemy lines as he travels with the team to bring back insights and interviews. Behind Enemy Lines is brought to you by Porsche Jacksonville on Atlantic and Pella Windows and Doors on 1010XL.
What better way to show off the all-new Diamonds Direct than with our best offer of all time? Right now, get 5 years, zero-interest financing on any purchase with nothing down. It's happening now at Diamonds Direct's incredible new showroom off Town Center Parkway. Come get that $7,000 engagement ring and pay just $117 a month. This amazing offer includes certified diamonds, earrings, pendants, designer jewelry. Nothing's held back. 5 years, zero-interest financing. Going on now at the all-new Diamonds Direct off Town Center Parkway, just left of the Hyatt. Credit.
Hey, it's a great time to head to Nimnicht Chevrolet. Here's why. The model year-end clearance sale is going on, and it is tremendous. Discounts up to $15,000. You're not going to find savings like this all around. Nobody carries more Chevrolet than Nimnicht. So go there today and get unbelievable prices at this model year-end clearance sale. That's a real sale now. They've got to get rid of these cars because the new models are coming in, and no one's going to stop them. They're getting there. They need room on the lot. What kind of deals? Up to $15,000 off a 2019 Chevy Silverado Crew Cab. Up to $9,000 off a 2019 Chevy Colorado. Up to $10,000 off a 2019 Chevy Equinox. Those are the prices you get for this unbelievable model year-end clearance at Nimnicht Chevrolet. Head there today. Nimnicht Chevrolet is on Cassett Avenue at Park. Nimnicht, your friends in the car business since 1941.
How much is hard water costing you?
If you live in the Jacksonville area, you probably have hard water and it's likely doing damage around your home. If that's the case, you need to call me. I'm MJ Easterling, president of Florida Pump Service. A water softener can help save you money and even time spent on cleaning. Call Florida Pump Service today for a free, no-hassle water test at 269-0202 or visit floridapumpservice.com. Florida Pump Service. We make water happen.
All offers are with approved credit and not in conjunction. See dealer for complete details. Ram Power Days.
If you think the best deals on a new car or truck end with summer, they don't. Our fall prices are the best this year at Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Bay Meadows. Looking for power, dependability? Do you want more features and technology than you ever thought possible? Ram has it all. Right now, every new 1500 to 3500 is on sale at savings up to $10,000 off MSRP. Plus, you get 0% for 60 months. With 0%, you'll save even more. We have the largest selection of Ram trucks around. Just pick the one you want and save. See our inventory at jaxcjd.com. Speaking of muscle, have you driven a new Dodge Challenger? It's pedal to the metal from only $319 a month. We want your old car or truck and we'll pay more for it than anywhere else. We're in a sales battle to be number one. We battle, you win. Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, I-295 and Bay Meadows.
Live and local in Mayport, 1010XL, 92.5 FM. Whether it's the high card,
trip aces,
or the high hand,
full house, boys!
Learn how to use it.
This is poker. I play to win.
On the Best Bet Poker Show, Wednesday nights at 6 on 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
Hacker here from XO Primetime. Now, you've heard for a long time that I'm a sausage guy. Well, I have found my favorite sausage. Cugino sausage is great. From the hot, medium, or mild Italian sausage, Cugino sausage is my go-to. A family recipe made in small batches, and best of all, they deliver. Go to CuginoSausage.com to order your Cugino sausage. Use code 1010XL to get 10% off the ultimate tailgate package. That's CUGINOS sausage.com.
Cugino sausage. Our meat makes your mouth happy.
Camp now and pay later when you shop at General RV in Orange Park. Now through Sunday, make no monthly payments till 2020 on your new RV. That's right, no monthly payments till 2020 on our huge selection of luxurious motorhomes, spacious fifth wheels, and family-friendly travel trailers. Camp now and pay later. This week only at General RV in Orange Park on Wells Road off 295. Offer valid until September 22nd, 2019 on select new RVs. Subject to credit approval, conditions apply. See dealer for details.
I finally admitted it. My garage was a mess, full of junk. I could have done it myself, but man, am I glad we called the veterans at J-Dog Junk Removal. Frank Frangie here. My wife and I saved so much time and so much hassle having them clear the clutter. She loved how courteous they were the entire time. And now we can enjoy our garage again. Look, take it from me, clear the clutter. You'll be so glad you did. No matter how big the job, call J-Dog Junk Removal today. 844-GET-JDOG or enter your zip code at jdog.com.
Word is out that Mavis Discount Tire has a huge selection of brand name tires at discount prices. But did you know that Mavis is also home to the $99 brake special? That's right, Mavis Discount Tire also offers discounted prices on brake services. Have front or rear premium quality Wagner brake pads installed for only $99.99. Yes, new brakes for $99.99 including labor. Come in today and save. Offer applies to most cars. Other fees may apply.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
Back to an all-purpose staffing Monday, staffing your business with qualified employees. It's all-purpose staffing.
You're hearing the Cars on this Monday edition of The Frangie Show. And we hope you come join us this Friday. It is the 6th annual Kickoff Cook-Off benefiting the Tom Coughlin J Fund, an organization near and dear to our hearts. It is presented by the law offices of Brett Hastings. We will be broadcasting live from Angie's Subs from 3 to 5. And if you want to come out and eat all-you-can-eat barbecue and have a beer, it is just $15. So we hope you come out, play cornhole, play football toss, and eat to your heart's content. All right, in college football, Georgia, I think, stole the show as far as emotional, positive things this past weekend. They did a pink out in honor of Blake Anderson, the head coach of Arkansas State, recently departed wife, Wendy. And I thought it was a really, really good tribute to, obviously, this wonderful woman, but also a bigger message, and that is to spread awareness of breast cancer.
Yeah, I agree with that. What a nice thing the Georgia folks did. That was a really nice touch. Blake, you could tell, was really touched by it just by his tweet.
And post-game presser, he said he was shocked he had held it together.
Yeah, it was really a nice touch. It was people are good, man, and that was and Bulldogs feel proud of that. In addition to your terrific football team, that was a nice moment, planned or well orchestrated, well executed, classy. I can't say enough good words about the Georgia football family, fans, Georgia Bulldog Nation. The way you handled that thing, that was magnificent. Here's the other thing: Georgia's really good. Georgia might be better than all of them. I'm just telling you, Georgia might be better than Clemson and Alabama. Now, look, they haven't been tested. We'll find out a lot more this Saturday night when Notre Dame comes in there. They're a 14-point favorite over Notre Dame, and I think I'd lay it.
I would too.
I think I'd lay it. I think Georgia might have the best team in the country. Georgia might have more good players. Having watched Georgia and Alabama a bunch already, Clemson a little already, I think if you took away the fact that Clemson and Alabama have been playing in that game and that Georgia hasn't, if you just didn't know that, if you just watched this year, I think Georgia might be the best team. I'm telling you, I think Georgia might be.
I don't disagree. Georgia, I think, has been just sort of cruising along and doing exactly what they're supposed to do, which is throw early knockout punches. They did it against Vanderbilt on the road, and then they did it against two cupcakes. And I don't expect anything less on Saturday. I think this game will be over at halftime. I mean, I don't think Notre Dame has a chance.
I don't either.
Of staying close with Georgia.
I don't either. I think they roll them.
Yeah, I mean, you look at what the efficiency of Jake Fromm. He doesn't have great numbers, but just focus on the efficiency. 75% completion percentage, 5 touchdowns without an interception, and they are just mauling people on the ground. I mean, Swift is averaging 9.5 yards a carry as a team. They're averaging 7.6 yards a carry. Notre Dame doesn't have a chance of standing up to Georgia in the trenches, and I think the conversation coming out of this college football weekend will be, should Georgia be number one?
Yeah, and it's not like DeAndre Swift's their only weapon at running back either. Brian Herrien also looked really good against Arkansas State. Georgia is loaded, like you said, Frank, but also I do think Jake Fromm is playing like the best quarterback in all of college football right now.
He really is, isn't he?
He is. He's playing better than Trevor Lawrence. He's playing even better than Jalen Hurts. Maybe that one's a little bit closer, but definitely better than Tua Tagovailoa. But this is the first test for Georgia. As you know, I say that, no offense, Vanderbilt, but this really is Saturday night, 8 o'clock, and they're going to have it at home, which is awesome for Georgia fans.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I think it could be a little closer just because Notre Dame didn't look good week 1, and they've been preparing for this all off season. But it is hard right now to watch that Georgia offensive line and defensive line and think that they're going to lose to anybody.
Yeah, I don't know that I'm saying Fromm's playing better than Tua. Tua's got numbers that are off the chart right now. And I don't know if he's playing, but I think where I thought you were going with the point was he's right there with them. Whether it's Tua, whether it's Lawrence, whether it's Jake, whether it's Jalen Hurts, he's not getting mentioned the way those guys do because his numbers aren't exorbitant. But if your point was he's right there with them, I think he is. I think he's right there with us. By the way, seeing Mecole Hardman now in the NFL and now watching DeAndre Swift, what are they putting into the water over there? Is it a track? They have a track team. I mean, Georgia's got really fast guys. I mean, what a fast team they have. So, no, I think Georgia might be the best team. So I agree. I think Fromm's playing, to Lauren's point, I think Fromm's playing as well as all the other really good talked-about quarterbacks are.
Jalen Hurts has more touchdowns in 13 than incompletions in 12. So that's why I had to dial it back a little bit when I compared him to him.
So the numbers are, but I think your point was, here's what I thought your point was. He's playing as well as any of them. He doesn't have the Heisman numbers they have.
Sure. He's playing definitely better than Trevor Lawrence right now, honestly. Yeah. He's not making the same, some of the indecisiveness from is making better decisions. That's the best way to put it than Lawrence. However, Clemson has played better teams than Georgia has, so this Saturday night will change things. UCF, meanwhile, 40-27 beatdown of Stanford. UCF scored 28 points in the first quarter. They're not just good on offense; they're good on defense too.
Let me tell you what. I watched that game because it was on at the hotel. Did you watch any of that?
A little bit.
40-27 is not what that game was. Stanford got some oh-by-the-ways at the end of that game. Folks, this is Stanford. Now, Stanford doesn't have a great team this year, but this isn't Wofford, man. This isn't Charleston Southern. Look, UCF fan, you've been way too whiny. Go ahead and rip me on Twitter because that's usually what happens. You've whined way too much. I think we're all over the national title and Danny White, and I think everyone's tired of it. I thought the national title stuff was kind of funny and fun. It didn't bother me like it did some others. But I think UCF, I mean, I'll get it every time we do the State Farm College Football Report. I'll get a bunch of tweets. Why doesn't Frangie talk about UCF? I don't talk about it because people don't care about them in mass the way they do the other schools. Sorry, dude, they don't care. They don't care about your school the way they do the Gators and the Noles. That's just how it is. You be mad, don't like it. I don't care. That's we program this show for what people want to talk about or want to hear. Having said all that, they are really good. I know LSU beat them 40-32 in that bowl last year. LSU's really good. LSU might be as good as any team in the country. UCF is a Power 5 team. I've never said that. I've not said it. But watching them, that they are a Power 5 team. They belong, and they would play in the SEC, ACC, Big Ten, and they would hang around with anybody. I don't think they'd beat Clemson, Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State, but I think they would be right there. I'd pick them against Florida today. I'd pick them against Florida. Someone who said that last week? Brando. Mm-hmm. I think he's right. I would pick him in Orlando. I'd pick him against Florida. Gainesville, I'd pick it close. But let's put it this way: I'd pick him to play right with Florida. I mean, I've watched Kentucky play right with them. I'd pick him against Miami. I would pick them. I'm trying to think the teams I would not pick.
And they didn't embarrass Florida State.
Yeah, and they would. I'd easily pick them against Florida State. They're watching UCF play, and I have not bought it. And really, the whiny fans have kept me from buying it a little bit because we were more caught up in the fans talking about than watching the football team. Well, I watched the football team a few times this year, including this game. I don't know how they got that good. I got to believe it's as much Scott Frost as it is Josh Heupel because he built it. But Heupel was a great choice. Give Danny White credit. He never flinched, man. He knew he was losing Frost. I think the day Frost said I do to Nebraska, Josh Heupel was on campus, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And he was a great play caller at Missouri, so you knew you had the right guy. He's won a national title as a quarterback. He understands how it goes. He understands what Power 5 football looks like because he won a title as a quarterback of one. He was the play caller at Oklahoma. Boy, they're good, man. They are legitimately – they are one of the best 5, 6, 7 teams in the country. And I have not said that till now, but that is how that happened at UCF. They're better than all those Boise teams. See, Boise was the spokesperson. They carried the torch for Group of 5 teams. They were the team. This team's way better than any of those Boise teams. Better than any of them. They belong to be mentioned they deserve to be mentioned with these Power 5 teams.
They do. It was an incredible performance, and they don't get a lot of these opportunities. So to take full advantage of it says a lot because I think, it is an environment where maybe you press a little bit because it's not good enough just to win. You want to really make a statement. I'm interested in seeing how they respond. I think they play Pitt this week.
They do
on the road. So I think that'll show some maturity in terms of if they're able to handle their business against Pitt. I expect they will. But this is the problem, I think, with UCF, and it's not a problem that's exclusive to UCF. It's just how any program would be that's trying to sort of prove itself and, stick its foot in the ground and say we are an elite football program and build that foundation because it's like you see what they did against Stanford, and the first thing that runs through my head is, should FSU hire Josh Heupel?
Right.
Like, how high should he be on the list?
Good call.
If Willie Taggart gets fired? And those are the growing pains of being a program that I think you still have to get used to because if Josh Heupel really is this good, nobody expects him to stay at UCF. And then it becomes, okay, is the next guy that Danny White goes and gets going to keep you at that level? Because the odds suggest that they won't. It's just really hard to hire 3 great football coaches in a row. So I commend UCF. I think they're going to go undefeated again. I would not want to play them in a bowl game. And to do all this with all the attrition they've had at quarterback, I mean, that's really remarkable. I mean, they haven't batted an eye.
Yeah, there's still talk about redshirting this guy, Gabriel. You lose your mind if you redshirt the guy. You're trying to win all your games. So they are really legit. It's time now for the Big 12, probably the Big 12. I was going to say somebody like them. Look, they almost beat Duke in basketball. All right, they just about beat Duke in basketball. They're really good in baseball every year. Didn't they beat Florida 3 out of 4 2 years ago in baseball?
Yes.
Beat Florida 3 out of 4.
They give you a great market.
They almost beat Duke in the basketball tournament deep into the season. They have a great football team. They give you a great market. It's time for the Big 12 to quit being snooty. They're as good. They might win your league. And again, I have never been on the UCF bandwagon, and I wasn't going to do it just because some whiny fans wanted me to do it. I wasn't going to do it until I bought it. But that program now and everything they're doing and that campus and that they have that neat little stadium down there, Big 12 time. Be careful, though, once you invite them Big 12 because they might win your league. But in the process, they're going to make you some money. They're going to bring you the Florida market. They're going to bring you some recruits. Kudos to UCF. They're a good-looking football team. Take a break. Back to Jaguars football in the 5 o'clock hour after this on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show, live from the law offices of Brett Hastings Studio on 1010XL 92.5 FM.